Hello everyone. My name is Jenna Hadlick, and this is my Painted Lady Butterfly story. So to start off, the ideal survival conditions for painted lady butterflies and caterpillars are warm, sunny weather conditions, typically between 50 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Um, and they also do migrate in winter to, like I said, more sunny and warm conditions that experience light rain, but not too much because that can kind of drown them out. So, Southern California and different parts of Mexico are really where they thrive. Their host plants also need warm, sunny weather conditions that experience intermittent kind of light rain to protect the caterpillars and build the chrysalises. So the life cycle for a painted lady butterfly, each caterpillar starts in an egg. So each caterpillar is born into a tiny egg that lasts about 3 to 6 days before hatching. Then it hatches into a larvae slash caterpillar. Once each egg is hatched, the caterpillar grows up to about 1.5 to 2 inches in length and sheds its skin multiple times during this process. This takes about 7 to 12 days. Um, Once the caterpillar cycle is over, it forms a chrysalis. So the caterpillar hangs from a woven cocoon that is built from its mouth. So the mouth kind of spins this silk-like material into a cocoon or enclosure where it turns into liquid and forms into a butterfly. And this process takes about 7 days. And when So the process to build the chrysalis is about a day, but it being in the chrysalis is about 7 to 10 days. I just want to clarify that. And then when it is turned into a butterfly, so the reformed caterpillar, now butterfly, will slowly split the chrysalis open and rest until the wings are strong and dry. Because when the butterfly originally comes out, the muscles are not to its max best capacity yet, and the wings still have some liquid on them, which impairs its ability to fly. And when ready, the butterfly flies away from its chrysalis and searches for food, shelter, and the ideal conditions that I talked about before. So, like I mentioned before, I mentioned the chrysalis. So, what happens in it? The caterpillar forms the chrysalis through weaving silk through its mouth, forming a secure hanging enclosure. In this enclosure, a process called metamorphosis happens, where the caterpillar releases enzymes to break down the tissue and muscles of the insect, turning it into a liquid-like state. After this, the cells and tissues start to regrow and build new body parts for the butterfly. Once the butterfly is ready, it splits open and slowly comes out. It takes a day or two to dry the wings and build the muscle or become stronger, like I said in the last slide. And yeah, to fly away. So this happens, like I said, between 7 to 10 days. It does not turn into complete liquid, but it does break down into kind of a mush of just cells and tissue, where then the cells kind of come together, regrow, and form the body and the wings of the butterfly. So, swarms of painted lady butterflies, why do we get them? Mostly because of heavy rainfall. The years that have that where El Nino occurs is when we get the most swarms because with heavy rainfall, they need to migrate to a warmer, drier area. Like I said, because of their ideal conditions, if there's heavy or excessive rainfall, there will be extra migration. They migrate north away from the rainfall for breeding grounds. Also, they could be looking for different host plants than what's currently offered, like in the area that they are in. And also, the spring seasons and conditions breed more plants, which attract the butterflies to want to lay their eggs. So, how do the painted lady butterflies and the caterpillars protect themselves from predators? So, first of all, who are their predators? Their predators mainly consist of larger birds such as hawks, seagulls, crows, as butterflies, and as caterpillars as well. But when when the caterpillars and the chrysalises are on the ground, it's mostly rodents, and other wildlife and large insects to eat the caterpillars. But how do they protect themselves? So in the caterpillar stage, they have small spikes on their back that seem threatening to predators, even though I believe when you feel them, they are mainly soft. Um, but as full grown butterflies, not only do the butterflies have a quick, erratic flight pattern that kind of deters and escapes away from predators, but their wings have a certain pattern that helps them camouflage on different trees, leaves, and plants to hide away from other predators. So over the years, we've seen fewer numbers of the painted lady butterflies in general, but also in the migration. And what causes that? So the first cause, and really the umbrella of why this is happening, is climate change. Long periods of drought or long periods of rain can cause their shelters to dissipate and cause death among their communities and no place to kind of thrive. Like I said, this causes lack of food and shelter. Less rain means less host plants to shelter the chrysalis, but also, like I said, excessive rain can really affect the plants and where they can have shelter. Also, loss of habitat. This is mostly about like deforestation and the removal of natural areas, the destruction of natural areas, and this just causes major losses in the butterfly community and causes them to migrate elsewhere when they are not prepared or not ready to. And lastly, what can we do? What can we as the general citizen do? So, in our backyard, and if someone takes care of the uh, nature around your house, you can use less pesticide and herbicide to allow natural plant growth, but also to reduce the chance of death when the butterflies are consuming these plants because they are poison and can kill these insects. We can also plant their specific host plants and eating plants in more natural areas like parks, gardens, and also we can protect areas from deforestation and also support like conservations and attempt to conserve what we have right now. Yeah. Oh, also, this is my hand-drawn painted lady butterfly. Thank you.